Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews.
We're looking at St. Arnold Banger IPA. This is an imperial coming in at 9.4% alcohol, and it is a hazy.
Yes.
Hazy.
The website.
Haze craze.
The website says they use two-row malt, white wheat, torrefied wheat, carafoam, another malt called carafoam. I can't remember if it said oats.
Wheat is actually a malt now.
Was their grains, not malted. They use Simcoe and Strata hops, I think they said.
All right. So we're gonna try this and see what it's all about.
Like I said, I can't remember about the oats. It was $9.99 for the 6-pack.
Okay. You get the double, so.
One thing I noticed about this when I did a solo review, it's really not that hazy.
No. That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm like, wait a minute. I could see through it.
Now in good light outside, I saw chunks floating in it.
I could see my finger through it.
Right, it's really not
clear as day.
It's not a hazy IP.
So how is this a hazy?
That's straight, but the head of foam looks weedy. You know, it looks like fluffy white wheat. You know.
I don't have a head. To me, this is clear as a Miller High Life. I am not kidding you, kids. So they're calling it, break open a Miller High Life. It's got that kind of dark golden color. Pour it in a glass. This looks just like a Miller High Life. It's not even opaque, man. I could see the Pope through the glass.
Oh.
Pope.
Oh, on the wall. So it gets a knockoff there because it's saying hazy, but it's not hazy. So.
Agreed. So if you're gonna put something, well, did they mess up? Did they put another beer in this?
It
wasn't supposed to be?
It's a small brewery.
Hey, remember we went on that tour? Whew, that girl was some kind of 3 sheets to something.
She said, they let us drink when we do tours. And I'm like,
she was all over the place.
we were like, yeah, we can see that. That was funny.
Yeah. Very citrus forward.
I went on a second tour 2 years ago when I went there alone, and they had a different tour guide. It was very nice.
I thought the first one was entertaining. I was just like, you kidding? This is a tour.
It's pungent in the nose, like hoppy pungent.
I just think it's citrusy candy.
Yeah, a little of that.
It's got that funny smell that goes on when they make these imperials. When it's almost like a butterscotch thing happening.
Yeah, it gets kind of
And it kind of stinks a little bit.
high gravity type of dank thing.
And if you breathe in it through your nose a lot, it'll burn your nostril hairs a little bit. Just saying, fair warning. What's the IBUs on this? They're very low. It tastes like sugar.
You think they're very low? What
Yeah.
would you guess? What number would you guess?
25.
See, now, when I did a solo, I thought it was very bitter. I was saying the IBUs are probably like about 60. They were coming through strong.
All right, let me try again.
To me, I was like, man, this must be 60 IBUs. And I was thinking, is this a hazy IPA? It's almost like you're saying, did they put the
It's sweet and
different
sugary.
beer in it?
This doesn't taste like an IPA at all, man.
Okay, I know the number off the website. I remember that. They said the IBUs are 29.
See? So I was in the ballpark.
And I was way off, but
25 is closer to 29 than 60.
yeah, I know.
It's very sugary and sweet. It's almost like the alcohol is derived from sugar.
And it's really clear.
It's clear as a bell. It's very, man, I can see all, I'm not kidding, guys. Look at that. That is does that look hazy to you? Man, look at that. You can see the shine coming through from the light above of my ceiling fan. That is just, I can see all the way through. I can see my fingers. I can see my toes. I can see the hair on my legs.
I think it's sweet, and I think it's bitter. To me, it's bitter. I know the number's 29, but to me, it's coming across a lot stronger. And the body's nearly heavy, not heavy.
This is one of the strangest imperial IPAs I've ever tasted.
And it's semi-sweet in the finish.
It's an imposter. This is an imposter. This is not an imperial IPA.
So high gravity ale. Tastes like it's high alcohol.
Yes, the alcohol's definitely there. I don't know.
It's boozy. I do get the white wheat.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. When I did the follow-up solo, I gave it a 94.
Did you?
I did think it had a good flavor.
Generous. Very generous.
Thought it had a good flavor. I don't think it has a good.
So now you're going to revisit your score and question why you gave it a 94?
No, I thought the beer was odd in the sense that it wasn't hazy.
So you gave something that's misrepresented by its label a 94.
Yeah.
That right there should have brought it down in a complete letter grade. Because it's a misrepresentation.
Yeah, but what the viewers are going to say is, well, he doesn't like hazy.
How do you know what viewers are going to say?
I know they're going to say, well, he doesn't like hazy IPAs anyway, so
There's a handful of viewers that stay in contact with you text-wise, and you say that's a representative of everyone.
No, but then they're going to say, see, when you saw it clear, your mind wanted to give it a higher score because it wasn't hazy. See, like it was like
no.
Talking about myself.
You have to grade it off of what they say it is. They said this is a hazy IPA. We are not drinking a hazy IPA. We are drinking something that's crystal clear. So that right there brings it down one letter grade in my book.
And it's a lot more bitter. To me, it's a lot more bitter than 29. I find the bitterness is really there. I'm tasting it right here.
No.
Hoppy bitter. Well, it's strange how two people could taste a beer and they're getting different things from it.
8.4 IBU should be a lot higher than 29. We've had this discussion back and forth,
with that.
on camera and off camera. That right there gets a lower grade.
I mean, to
So,
me,
with
29
that said-
doesn't even qualify for IPA. It's just American Strong Ale.
With that said, I'm going to give this just a C minus. I'm going to give it a 72. First off, it's misrepresented by the label. It's called a hazy IPA. If I was a hazy lover and I was looking forward to this and I bought myself a six-pack, I would be totally disappointed. Secondly, the IBUs are way low. There's this high candy aspect going on with it. And the only bitterness that I'm getting off of this, which is also low, hence the low IBUs, is almost like a it's almost like a burn from sugar.
Man.
If you had like a high sugar candy and you eat it real quick, it'll burn you a little bit. That's the IBUs I'm getting off of this. So with that said, I've got to give it a 72. I'm very disappointed with this one, considering that I know it's had high expectations. First off, you label it an IPA, which in essence I don't really think this is. You even said yourself it's more of an American Strong Ale. Secondly, it is not a hazy. Granted, hazies are not my game, but if you're gonna go ahead and put hazy on there, it better be hazy. Third, it's just the IBUs are way too low for an 8.54% alcohol. So maybe St. Arnold needs to reel it back and concentrate on what made them St. Arnold.
Man, I don't know what to say after that.
Truth, you can't handle the truth. That's what I got to say.
I can handle it. So if you had a choice between this and the Bosun Red, 8.5.
Bosun Red.
I hadn't bought that beer in a while. I'm gonna have to. But the last time I went to Trader Joe's was a total waste of my time.
See, I don't even like the Bosun Red because it's got that weird candy aspect to it too. That's why I get the blue.
The American IPA instead of the double IPA. Okay. Okay, and they used to make a 7 point. What was a 7 called the
They made a hazy
twin?
one.
They make the
They made
hazy
a green
IPA.
can.
Yeah, and green and gold, and then they made. Remember that one called Twin Screw Vessel? It was that. It was like khaki or beige can, and it wasn't called IPA. It was called American Strong Ale. Maybe you don't remember that one. It was like khaki with brown writing.
That was a long time ago.
They
Maybe,
stopped
maybe
making
I'm
it.
just not in shopping at Aldi and Trader Joe's like you are.
Well, like I said, the last time I went to Trader Joe's was a fiasco. There was nothing there that I wanted except for that Peters brand Pilsner, which I will admit in the blind taste test beat the Werner's Gruner, which was a shock in a blind taste test. A shock, but it won. Fair and square.
So you put an Aldi beer up against a Trader Joe's beer,
Trader Joe's beer, yeah.
and they're both house beers of basically almost the same darn company.
Well, wait a minute. Peters brand is made by a company called Walters of Germany, and Werner's Gruner is brewed by the Werner's Gruner Brewery. That's a very old brewery in eastern Germany. Yeah.
Germany against Germany.
Yeah.
Germany against Germany. House beers in grocery stores.
That's what I did. Okay, well, thanks, folks. Sorry about the St. Arnold weirdness. I got 3 cans left. I like it, you know.
Yeah, well.
But I agree with everything you're saying. I'm not taking issue with anything you're saying, and I'm not even criticizing your score. I'm just.
I mean,
like
I don't think it's a drain pour at all. It's just, it's totally misrepresented by the words on the can. And, you know, again, if I was one of those that wanted to, if I was a hazy beer lover, IPA guy, I would look at this and go, oh, look, it's a new St. Arnold, and it's an Imperial Hazy. I can't wait to try this. And get home and put it in your can, and you're like, oh, I've been duped.
Oh, man. All right, well, thanks, folks. And we're going to end this review by saying, Lazy LA, Bon Temps Relay, y'all go to Houston, Texas, and take a brewery tour and ask them what is up with this.
Hazy. Somewhere on there it says hazy.
And isn't there another IPA with the word banger in it? Banger.
Yeah.
Something to do with vocal and banger.
Imperial Hazy IPA.